Why am I wearing a headset? Okay, I think I know why I was wearing a headset now. I was gonna see if Jacob or somebody wanted to join me in this video or live stream. It's probably gonna be a very long live stream, and I figure since I got work tomorrow, I might as well just go ahead and do it. And I decided I wanted to get into character. Although I cut my hair recently, it's shortened down. I managed to get the outfit at least, since I know one thing I'm close to that I was before. It's definitely Shaggy. I've got the brown pants and the green shirt, except I'm wearing sandals. Okay. But yes, we're going to be reading a movie. This is basically what Scooby Doo 2000 should have been before the 2002 version of it came out. And I'm gonna, I guess, unless I have some people willing to voice some characters, I'm basically going to just be reading the whole script, trying to give my best estimation of the characters. Let me see if I'm able to hear. Okay, yeah. But that's what we're doing in here. So let me just go ahead. I'll turn this very lightly. There we go, so I can see chat. So let me open back up the script. As you can see, script is moving, I think. All right. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be reading the Scooby-Doo 2000 movie in script form. I think from what I heard is that this is like a rated R version, sort of. The first live-action Scooby-Doo movie came out in 2002. Yes, but this is the 2000 version of the script. So this is what it was supposed to be, but Warner Brothers did not allow it because I think they said it was way more mature, and that Velma was going to be lesbian. She was gonna have a girl love relationship thing, and that Shaggy never got the relationship part like he did in the movie with Mary Jane. That's not in this. So this is the version that James Gunn wanted at the very beginning, and we're gonna be reading it. So I guess let me just start from the top up here. See, now one thing I'm confident about is will be my Shaggy voice. That I'm confident about. So we'll be able to do some pretty fun stuff with that. My Scooby though, on the other hand, Velma, I can't sound like a girl, so it's gonna be very tough. But I'm gonna give it a shot. Here we go. Scooby Doo by Greg Titley, based on characters created by Hanna-Barbera. Previous revision by Jay Kogan. New draft by James Gunn. So here we are. Fade in. Spooky Island, nighttime. A full moon pokes a white hole in a black sky. We hear festive rock and roll in the whoops and hollers of joyful revealers. We pan down to Spooky Island, a tropical island theme park. This cheesy tourist trap is hardly a Disneyland or Magic Mountain, nor even, sad to say, a Legoland. Like Rome, it was not built in a day. Unlike Rome, it very well likely could have been. We pass a colorful fiberglass haunted castle that sits top that sits stop atop a small mountain. This is gonna be a long night. Good thing I got 2 water bottles and a grape soda. We pass palm trees and huge paper mache heads impaled on stakes. We approach a lit sign that reads, "Welcome to Spooky Island, where fear is your only friend." We move past the sign and out over a crowd of college students, dancing, partying, pouring beer on themselves and each other. Men in skeleton costumes pounce out of the shadows, frightening nary a soul. We move to a film crew following a pretty peppy reporter. The reporter walks through the young people. We move with her. She speaks loudly to be heard over the revelry. Reporter: "Students, the world over are trading in the sandy beaches of Florida for a completely different spring break experience here in Spooky Island." The reporter arrives at the large-breasted lass in a bikini. "What's your name?" "Barbara." "Has your experience here on Spooky Island been, well, spooky?" "Last night I threw up 5 times. That was kind of whacked." Continued. We move on, past cardboard gravestones wobbling in the wind, past island natives, that is, employees of various ethnicities wearing grass skirts and war paint, holding a limbo stick for students, past a hunchback boinking, giggling visitors with a plush hammer. Here, let me make it a little bit bigger so I can read it a little bit better, but hopefully you guys will be able to see. Yeah, it should be good. Alright, we arrive at a rocky mountainside where a young, sullen-looking woman, Isabel Rogers, sits astoop of a fake gallows. Isabel is goth. She wears all black. Her hair is dyed black and gelled into tall spikes. Her eyes are circled by thick, dark rings of makeup. 2 fat, sweaty students slam their hairy bellies together in front of her. This place sucks. Isabel's friend Mandy stands beside her, peering through a tiny window on a door that reads, "Staff only." The door leads into the mountainside. Mandy is a pretty, fresh-faced blonde with a pierced nose. "No diz out. I can't see nothing." Mandy tries the doorknob. It's not locked. "Whoa. Hey, Isabel, come on." "Why would you want to go in there?" Mandy enters the staff doorway. "Better than Frat Central out here." Isabel looks around nervously. She slips in behind Mandy. Into the catacomb corridor. Mandy and Isabel peer down a long stretch of a dark, cavernous hall. We hear water dripping. Weird. They should let us come in here, man. Way scarier than those Silence of the Lambs bumper boats. Isabel and Mandy creep down the hall. They discover an adjoining hallway to their right. Planks of wood cover the rocky walls. Mandy heads down it. "Mandy, let's go back, okay?" Into the wooden hall. Isabel follows Mandy down the hall. After a moment, Isabel looks behind her. A pair of fiery red eyes are staring at them. "Mandy?" Mandy turns around. She sees the eyes. "Huh, it's another one of those animatronic demon thingamawhats." Mandy struts down the hall and towards the eyes. "They want us to come in here. It's a setup to be part of the park." Mandy gets closer and sees what's actually standing there. Her expression drops. Yeah. "Run!" Mandy twirls around. She starts to dash, but something in the dark grabs her. She falls to her belly. She screams. Isabel sees her yanked back, disappearing into the darkness. The screaming stops. Ooh, getting some chills. Isabel takes off down the hall. The eyes follow her. The hallway ends in a T. Isabel darts left. Isabel flees from the fiery eyes. Large wooden doors line the hallway with both sides. The spots, red eyes approaching in front of her as well as behind. She tries one door. Locked. She tries another. It swings open. She throws herself inside. Isabel slams the door behind her. She clamps a wooden slab in place, locking it. She turns. The enormous creature slam on the door. A phone sits on a desk. She picks it up, dials, sobs. The phone rings. An answering machine picks up. "You've reached the Rogers residence. Please leave a message at the beep. Beep. No, not that one. This one. Beep." "Daddy, please pick up. Some type of demon is chasing me. It just got Mandy. Please, Daddy." The door shatters behind her. Isabel screams. She drops the phone and runs to another door. Isabel slams shut another door behind her, deadbolts it. She turns. She sees. The walls of the room are plastered with newspaper clippings, magazine articles, and photographs. She looks quickly from one to the other. It reads, Teenage sleuths reveal Black Knight ghost is hoax. A photo pictures the Mystery Incorporated gang, Shaggy Rogers, Fred Jones, Daphne Blake, Velma Dinkley, and the huge Great Dane, Scooby-Doo. Magazine headline reads, Mystery Inc. solves enigma of jumping ghost clown. Springs on bottom of shoes. There's a photo of the gang with the aforementioned shoes. Poster ad with Scooby-Doo and a Cyclops monster eating Scooby snacks reads, Scooby and the Cyclops have this mystery solved. Scooby snacks are delicious. Back to scene. Oops. Isabel stares at the articles, confused, and whispers, Scooby-Doo? The door crashes down. Isabel screams in horror. The Scooby-Doo theme song begins. What's a Scooby-Doo? We're coming after you. We're gonna solve that mystery. I see you, Scooby-Doo. We're coming after you. What's a Scooby-Doo? Da-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na. There's a Scooby-Doo. Man, I nailed that, huh? Warner Brothers might copy strike that and be like, that's our song. Okay. Start credit sequence. Montage. The credit sequence is a montage of historical records, pans of magazine and newspaper articles, old TV footage, and interviews documenting the rise and fall of Mystery Inc. The following are some of the snippets for inclusions. TV footage. Inside the studio. A host stands at a colorful Peter Maxish studio set for a cheesy variety show. The host. Now, as promised, the 4 young detectives who defeated the Black Knight Ghost. The audience applauds wildly. Fred Jones, superimposed in a colorful, groovy font. Fred Jones jogs down the set of stairs. He's a handsome teen with a healthy blonde mane. He wears a white sweater and a red ascot. He gives thumbs up. Daphne Baker. Daphne Blake, a gorgeous redhead, trots down the other side. She waves. She wears an eggplant and pink outfit and a lime scarf. Shaggy Rogers. Shaggy Rogers runs down another set of stairs. He's a skinny teenage dude with a scruffy goatee and a messy mop of hair. He wears a green t-shirt and brown bootcut corduroys. He holds his arms up in triumph. Velma Dinkley. Velma Dinkley, a stocky tomboy, walks out modestly. She wears thick spectacles that distort her eyes and an orange cowl neck sweater. She smiles politely and nods. And Scooby-Doo! Here comes Scooby, leaping like the joyous idiot onto the stage. He's the familiar, tongue-wagging canine we know and love. Brown with black spots, gargantuan, goofy, and gangly. He slides towards us happily until he realizes he's sliding towards the edge of the stage. He panics, trying to stop himself, but is unable. He falls into the front row. Scooby's head pops up amongst the crowd. He chuckles his trademark laugh. Insert newspaper article. The headline reads, Mystery Inc. stops Headless Horseman's wave of mayhem with fire hose. It features a grainy photo of the gang spraying a fire hose at the Headless Horseman on his white mare. The gang sits on the couch beside Jay Leno. Oh, it's the Tonight Show. Jay Leno. Tell me, how do you know this headless horse guy wasn't real? I noticed the upper half of his body was too large for his frame. No one's built like that. There was room for a whole head up there. Huh, perceptive. Freddy's so, all a genius. The audience applauds. Scooby bows. Velma looks upset. Interviewing with Velma. Velma, like the rest of the gang in these present-day interviews, is a few years older, in her early 20s. I was the one who noticed the Headless Horseman's body was too big. I sat there thinking, now Jane Leno will believe it was Fred forever. Grainy TV footage, Chicago sidewalk day. The gang is mobbed by teen fans seeking autographs. Insert teen beat cover. Dreamy photo of an airbrushed Fred. Insert 17 cover. Photo of Daphne, pretty and sweet in a purple, pink, and lime flowered dress. Insert PC Gaming cover. Photo of Velma. Headline: Velma Dinkley's Gaming Tips. Insert cream cover. Photo of Shaggy jamming on a guitar. That's pretty cool. Interview with Shaggy. They treated me like their personal slave. Finally, I said, "Hey, I'm a detective." Insert Daphne. I said, "If you're a detective, then name one thing you've detected." Interviewing Shaggy. So I said, "Okay. I detected the only thing you're good at is getting captured and tied up by bad guys. How's that?" Interview with Daphne. I'm trying. I thought it was going to be good. When I was at work, it sounded better. Teary-eyed. I couldn't believe he said that to me. Insert variety cover. Headline: Famous dog inks six-figure deal to hawk Scooby snacks with a black and white headshot of Scooby. Interview with Velma. I know Scooby's a dog and everything, but even considering all that, he's a moron. Commercial outtakes. A close-up of Scooby-Doo. He grins and holds up a bag of Scooby snacks. Scooby. Ren, I'm hungry. I eat Ruby Racks. Director. Cut. Mr. Doo, you must enunciate. Cut to another take. Scooby. Ruby Renner. Cut. I couldn't understand a bloody word he said. Another take. Scooby looks angry. He speaks without passion. Ruby Rex. Cut. Damn it. Insert U.S. magazine cover. Heading: Mystery Inc. debunked. Teen Sherlocks call it quits after these troubled years. Featuring a photo of the gang in happier days. Interview with Fred. There comes a time to separate the wheat, to separate the wheat from the chaff. More. The four of them are wheat, and I'm the chaff. Of the other way around, which is the good one, that's the one I am. With interview Velma. So I finally quit. Interview with Daphne. I said I'm out of here, okay? Interview with Scooby. Ryan, road riddance. I cannot do Scooby for the life of me. Shaggy. To paraphrase Johnny Mathis, I said take this job and shove it. I mean, I didn't say it right then, but I thought of it later, and boy, I wish I had. End credit sequence. Shaggy's house. It's nighttime. Rain falls on this ramshackled gray suburban home. The lawn is overgrown, the roof is caving in, the gutter hangs. Duct tape keeps a cracked window in place. The phone rings. Shaggy's kitchen. A rotary phone sits on a counter crowded with dirty pots and pans. Drops of rain plink against the window behind it. The phone rings again. A dog's front paw picks up the receiver. Scooby-Doo brings the phone to his ear. He yawns sleepy-eyed. He's just woken up. The rain on the window projects curling shadows onto the fur of his face. Hello? Scooby? Yeah. Ruby reeking. This is Shaggy's Uncle Garrett. Oh, wait. It's Shaggy's Uncle Garrett. It's my daughter Isabel. I got a call from her on Spooky Island. Scooby's eyes flow with fear. Rookie? She claimed she was being chased by some sort of demon. Remens? Scooby slams down the receiver, hanging up on Garrett. He stares at it fearfully. The phone rings again. Scooby picks it up, attempting a Spanish accent. Hola. Scooby, I'm not an idiot. I know this is you. El Robito here. Gosh, that's hard. I don't know how Frank Weller was able to do it. Scooby hangs up the phone again. He paces back and forth. Dog whines, bites his nails. It rings again. Scooby picks it up as if it were a dead pet. He holds the receiver a few inches from his ear. Put my nephew on the phone. Scooby looks up to see a dark shape stumbling out of the bedroom toward him. Scooby-Doo? Oh, Scooby-Doo, where are you? Shaggy Rogers stumbles into the bedroom doorway. He's in his green t-shirt and tidy whities. He scratches his butt. He squints to shut out the light. Who is it? Scooby quickly hangs up on the phone, futilely hoping Shaggy won't notice. Buddy? Oh, come on, man. Like, I just watched you on the phone. Scooby shakes his head, denying it. He's a total liar. Thunder cracks. The phone rings. Shaggy reaches for the phone. Scooby jumps to block him. Coolsville University campus. The Coolsville campus is nearly abandoned for spring break. A couple kids play frisbee with a golden retriever. Garrett Rogers' office. Professor Garrett Rogers weeps. He is a stout man with glasses too small for his bald skull. He sits in an ergonomic chair. A framed photo of Shaggy and Isabel, smiling with their arms slung over each other's shoulders, is propped on his desk. Advanced degrees cover his walls, and nervous Scooby and Shaggy are seated with him. A tape recorder plays on his desk. Some type of demon is chasing me. It just got Mandy. Please, Daddy. We hear the door shatter. Isabel screams and the phone drops. The line goes dead. Garrett hits the stop button. The police won't do anything. They said it's a haunted theme park. It's normal for people to get panic calls. When's Isabel supposed to get back? At the end of spring break, a week from tomorrow. Maybe we should, wait until... No. Something strange is going on. These Spooky Island reps won't let me speak to my own daughter. Garrett pushes forward to open Coolsville University yearbooks on his desk. What's this? I've done some research. These 3 students all went to the island last year. 3 students' photos are circled in pencil. Angel Fawn is a mohawked punk rocker. Andrew Cozine is a black rapper with wraparound sunglasses and shapes shaved in his head. Floyd Pepper is a deadhead wearing a tie-dyed shirt. These yearbooks belong to the library. You could get in trouble for drawing on them. Garrett shows them 2 newer yearbooks next to the old ones. The same students' pictures are circled. Angel's hair is now blonde and permed. Andrew sports glasses and a bow tie. Floyd is a crew-cutted jock. They all smiling, happy, and conservative. These are their pictures from this year since they've returned. Zoinks! In addition to their appearance, their GPAs have risen dramatically. They were formerly disciplinary problems, but no longer. Angel, she edits the school paper. Floyd's become the quarterback for the Coolsville Flower Powers. What do you think it could be? It's probably a magic potion. Garrett grips tightly to Shaggy's forearm, breaking down. Fluids drip from his nose. A magic potion? Dear Lord. Shaggy, you've got to go to Spooky Island. You've got to find Isabel. You have to solve this mystery. Uncle Garrett, stuff from your nose is touching my arm. Shaggy yanks his arm away. I don't know how to do a mystery. You were a profession detective for 4 years. Yeah, but I wasn't, paying attention. Garrett places some cash on the table. My savings. Do whatever you need to find my baby princess, and if I have something here for Scooby, if he'll go with you. Ray! Garrett pulls a bag of Scooby snacks out of the vase. Ruby Rex? Scooby rolls over the carpet like a nincompoop. He knocks over an end table and lamp. Garrett looks at Shaggy. He's doing tricks. That's rolling over. Scooby unsheaths a display sword from the wall over the desk. He pretends to repeatedly stab himself by jabbing the sword in his armpit. He falls onto his back. Playing dead. Scooby, the whole bag is yours if you go to this spooky island and find my daughter. Scooby stands. Okay. I'll roll a remans. Scooby slashes the sword, growling ferociously. Uncle Garrett, Fred and Velma figured out everything. I was just the guy that carried their bags. Then get your friends to come along. We haven't spoken in 2 years. Please, you love Isabel as much as I do. Shaggy stares compassionately at his uncle. It's obvious he does love his cousin. Just then, Scooby, pretending to be a swashbuckler, accidentally slices Shaggy's shoulder with the sword. Ow! Ow! Why are you playing with a sword? Scooby points at Garrett. Reread it. No, he didn't. I was looking at him. Welcome to the 28th annual Coolsville Science Fiction Convention. Awkward fanboys, middle-aged men dressed as superheroes and B-movie starlets in skimpy femalian costumes cross the front of the placard outside an auditorium. The placard reads, Coolsville AstroCon presents. Former mystery basher Fred Jones discussing his new book, ESP. Oh, Hotel Auditorium. Fred Jones at a podium. He holds a remote control. Only 10 or so bored fans sit in the large auditorium. And then there was this time, of course, when I solved the mystery of Fred presses the remote, flashing a slide of a phony seaweed monster. The seaweed-covered ghost, exposing him as... Fred clicks the slide of the seaweed-covered ghost unmasked. A man in the mask. Slide of the Aztec ghost chasing Shaggy. The Aztec ghost was quite a challenge until I discovered, slide of the Aztec ghost unmasked, that he was a man in an Aztec ghost mask. Slide of an abominable snowman ghost. But I guess you see I'm most remembered for revealing for the world that the abominable snowman ghost, slide of the abominable snowman ghost unmasked, was actually a man inside of a mask. A fanboy raises his hand. Do you think there's such a real thing as a real ghost? My new book addresses that issue, my friend. After years of investigating supernatural claims, I have arrived at one utter and unassailable conclusion. There are no such entities as ghosts, ghouls, goblins, or monsters. At the end of every paranormal claim, there's only fools seeking fame, paranoid imaginations, or charlatans looking to make a buck. There is absolutely no such thing as magic in this world. Any other questions? A maladjusted fat kid raises his hand. Yeah, why do you suck? The other kids in the auditorium crack up. Fred smiles, blushes, attempts to be a good sport when he spots Shaggy and Scooby in the rear of the auditorium. Scooby waves excitedly. Shagster? Fred's hotel room later. Fred sits with Shaggy and Scooby. The yearbooks and a tape recorder are in front of them. Well, it's obvious some sort of man in a mask apprehended your cousin. The most important question is, what kind of mask? So you'll go with us? Can't, Shag. My book tour. Tomorrow I'm off to Evanston. Well, what about these pictures? It's either a coincidence or they all got jobs at Disneyland. Barnacles. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me this is going to be a stream that ends early. Okay, good. Or a magic potion. Shaggy, there's no such thing as supernatural phenoms. Like you're leaving out the proven entities, right? Such as? Leprechauns. Rocking leprechauns. Yeah, walking skeletons. Raking berries. Right. No, Scoob. Frankenberry's a guy in a cereal box. Right? He's not a real guy, is he? Fred is struck by an idea. It could be a hypno wheel. Those red and white twirly things that make you act like a chicken? Amnesty International has declared hypno wheels a violation of basic human rights ever since Pol Pot employed one during the Khmer Rouge. Think of it, Fred. That'd be the kind of thing that would get a guy like Global Press, right? Out of a rinky-dink fan conventions and back on Leno. Psychologist's office. A group sits in a circle of chairs. A psychologist reads from a list on her clipboard. Velma Dinkley, why don't you tell us why you enrolled in group therapy? Velma Dinkley is within the circle. She has a difficult time sharing her feelings. My fel- my fellow students in the PhD mathematics program told me I was bitter. I was in a group for a long time where I didn't get the credit I deserved. No one noticed me, and what was the group? Mystery Incorporated. The guys with the big dog? Scooby Doo? Right, and Fred Jones. Velma nods, uncomfortable, half attempting a smile. Yeah, they had that chick Daphne. Oh my god, she was hot. She was so hot. Which one are you? Velma? She just said my name a second ago. I don't remember a Thelma. Psychologist's parking lot later. Velma exits the office with the other patients. She doesn't socialize. She heads to her Dodge. She hears a car honk and turns. The colorful Mystery Machine van is here. It's rusted, beaten, and faded. Fred, Shag, and Scoob wait in it. Jinkies. Mystery Machine. Velma sits in the parked van with Shaggy and Fred. Where'd you find the Mystery Machine? I tracked it down on eBay a couple years back. I charged fans $15 for a ride around the block. An angry Scoob is tightly crossing his arms in the back seat. What's wrong with him? He's still miffed that you called him a moron when we were breaking up. Well, Scoob, you have to admit, relatively speaking, measured against a human, you are a moron. Scooby, offended, snatches a notebook off the back seat. He furiously writes something on it. So, Velma, are you in? This'll be a real doozy of a news story if all 5 of us go. On one condition, when we announce the Hypno Wheel to the press, I take the TV interviews. Scooby shows the notebook to Velma to prove that he's not a moron. It reads, 12 plus 7 equals 12. That's not right. Scooby fiddles with the equation. Fred looks at Shaggy. But it's tradition that I do that. Fine, forget it. Breaking tradition? That's like hanging turds on a Christmas tree. I do that once. Don't remind me, Scoob. Velma sits, saying nothing, staring forward. Well, heck, all right. Fred ruffles Velma's hair like a little kid. She angrily slaps his hand away. Scooby, Shaggy, Velma, and Fred cross the garden toward a dojo. Scoob is still writing in a notebook. A sign reads, Tai Chi Academy. Okay, when we get in there, just follow my lead. Daphne's not going to want to go because of Fred. Why? She digs me. Scooby holds up the notebook again. 12 plus 7 equals 125. No. Velma opens the door. A martial arts match is occurring inside the dojo. Daphne, in a dashing eggplant karate robe with a lime belt, is taking on numerous students at once. An instructor watches. She karate chops an attacking Asian student in the neck. 2 students hurl themselves toward her. She somersaults over them. She downs one with a swipe to the spine and another with a heel to the kidney. Daphne stands frozen, crouched, her fist out in front of her in flying lotus stance. The students lie in mangled pain around her. Instructor. Excellent, Daphne-san. You are learning to harness your chi. They hear clapping. Daphne turns to see the gang. What are you doing here? Especially you. Hey, don't be sharp just 'cause Freddy gave you the heavy hoe. Scooby. Reverse Ricky. I was stinky? Oh, clingy. He said you were clingy. I broke up with you, Freddy. Mr. Ink is reforming. Yippee, my answer's no way. I understand. Let's go, guys. Everyone's following Velma's lead, starts to leave. This startles Daphne. Where are you go? What do you mean you understand? It's easy for us, but for you, always getting captured and tied up, always having to be saved by someone else, I can see where being the damsel in distress is humiliating. But I'm not like that anymore. I've slowly kind of turned my body into sort of a dangerous weapon. Velma smiles patronizingly. She and the others exit. Daphne stands, agonized, torn. She beats her hands against her forehead, Annette Bening style. Then she succumbs. Damn it! Wait! Coolsville Airport. A plane takes off overhead. The airport bathroom. Daphne stands with Velma. Those guys are going to look like total idiots when they're captured, and then I'm the one that's saving them. Scooby, hold still. She's putting lipstick on a distracted Scooby. He wears a gray wig, floppy bonnet, and a pair of teardrop jewelry-studded glasses. Daphne holds an old lady's driver's license up beside his face. What do you think? Does he look like my grandma? Velma stares without expression at Daphne. Coolsville Airport. Fred wheels his luggage to a list of TWA departure times. The board lists flights to LA, St. Louis, New York, as well as one flight to Spooky Island, leaving at 4:10. Shaggy expertly plays a 50-cent crane machine. The grabber grips a stuffed dragon. Shaggy guides it to the slot. Hoots triumphantly. Spots Fred. Fred, check out all these things I won. Fred eyes a pile of stuffed creatures behind Shaggy. Cool. Where are Katie, Lang, and Malibu Barbie? Disguising Scooby. Like, 'cause if he had to ride in a kennel, he'd get so if he rides in a kennel, he gets all claustrophobic. Fred, horrified, sees something down the hall behind Shag. Oh my God. Scooby is having a heck of a time staying upright in high heels. Daphne helps him walk. His body wavers and jerks. A young boy and his mommy pass Scooby. The boy points. Mommy, what's wrong with that lady? Mommy smiles at Scooby. She speaks out of the side of her mouth while shoving her son's pointed finger down. Be nice, Larry. She has a disease. Daphne whispers to Scooby. Good boy. Just keep your balance. They arrive at Shaggy and Fred. A pleased Scooby freakishly grins and gives them the thumbs up. Ruby rockin' good. Velma won't look directly at him. Make him cut that out. It's creepy. Fred theatrically throws his palms downward in the middle of the gang. The others stare at him. What? Before we get on the plane, let's do that thing where we put our hands on top of each other, then lift them up and go, woohoo. We're okay. Scooby puts his paw on Fred's hand. Woohoo. Wait for everyone, Scoob. Rory. Fred stares at the others, pumped up, grinning wildly. I'm not going to do it unless Velma and Shaggy do it. Oh, people are watching. Velma shakes her head a little, and grimaces. The three of them walk away. Fred and Scooby stand alone, their fake smiles fading, their hands on top of each other. Woo-hoo. An airport clerk collects tickets at the gate. Passengers file by. Airport clerk. Please have ID ready with your ticket. Daphne shows the clerk her driver's license. The clerk nods, rips her ticket, and Daphne passes through. Shaggy, peering nervously back, gives him his ticket and ID. The client rips his ticket and Shaggy passes through. Scooby hands the clerk his ticket and ID. The clerk looks at the photo of Daphne's grandmother. Scooby, pretending to have no teeth, does a melodramatic senior citizen's voice. I'm a little old lady. The clerk stares at him. Velma, behind Scooby, explains, since that photo, my grandmother's contracted acromegaly, the elephant man disease. The clerk nods sympathetically. He rips the ticket. Airport clerk. God bless you, ma'am. The airplane evening. The plane soars over the sunset in wispy clouds. College students abound, many of them tattooed punks and goth rockers and hippies. Scooby, Shaggy, and Fred sit across the aisle from an upper crust code. Scooby notices a cat in a Sherpa bag at the space of the feet in the code. The cat hisses at him. Scooby, still dressed as the old lady, growls. His lip rolls up, and Coed gives Scooby an uneasy look. Scooby, cut it out! Scooby stops. Rory. Fred has hypno-wheel notes and diagrams in the tray in front of him, but he ignores them for a moment, staring longly at Daphne, who sits a couple rows down. You still have a thing for her, don't you? Fred looks at him. Daphne? Or Daphne? Man, I can't even do it. That's ludicrous. Then what's this? Shaggy points to some doodles next to Fred's notes, hearts that read Fred plus Daphne forever, and the like, and poorly drawn pictures of Daphne. Fred scrambles and shuts it. Don't be touching my private things. The cat hisses at Scooby again. Scooby loses it, barking at the cat. Everyone looks at the barking old lady. Scooby! Shaggy, it's simple behavior modification to cause a dog to discontinue any action. You flick him on the nose. Observe. Scoob? Scooby turns to Fred. When you bark, this is what happens. Fred flicks Scooby on the nose. Scooby stares a moment. Then he punches Fred eight times in the face. Hard. The gang and students descend a stairwell. Whoops, I almost drank that the wrong way. Scooby tears away his disguise and gazes out at a cobblestone walkway leading to the plane onto this 8th-rate Disneyland. Natives line the walkway. They vend skull keychains, t-shirts, and plastic leis formed to resemble intestines. Loudspeaker emits scary music. Okay, gang, let's spread that photo of Isabel around, see if anyone knows her. Then we'll see if we can locate the hypno wheel. The gang fans out at the bottom of the stairs. They each have a photograph of Isabel, which they show to the natives. Daphne stands with one employee. She came in last week. Isabel Rogers. Have you seen her? Nice native. Boy, I'd like to help, but I haven't. Sorry. Shaggy shows a picture to Nagu Tuana, a large, friendly albino wearing a slick suit. Nagu has a strange accent. No, I do not recognize her. Is this your dog? Nagu looks at Scooby-Doo. Shaggy nods. It is inaugually the most beautiful animal I have once held eyes on. Enthused native. May I pet your dog? Shaggy shrugs. The natives gather around Scooby, oohing and swing as they pet him. Scooby digs the attention, but is a bit ticklish. Nagu looks at Shaggy. I am Nagu Tuana, the proprietor of the island's hotel. You come along in my cart, I drive the werewolf. Continued. A line of golf carts wait at the end of the walkway. Each cart is adorned with a different monster theme. The Mummy, Dracula, King Kong, a Smurf, etc. Monster theme, a papier-mâché monster head of the cart. Nagu drives the werewolf cart down to the cobblestone pathway. Gaudy animatronic statues loom on either side of the lane. The statues are weathered with parts chipped away. Famous monsters. Cheesy ghosts in sheets and skeletons missing bones. They chomp and grab at a passerby. The gang is crowded together in the cart. Fred and Velma sit in front seat with Nagu. The rest are in back. You come here to face the demons. Yes, and afterwards we're going to Pirates of the Caribbean to stop the horrible mutilation going on there. Ha ha. One who is doubting. When we've come here to disprove your demons, we've come here to disprove your demons. I'm an author, Fred Jones. Rings no bells. Perhaps you know one of my books, The Bermuda Triangle, What Crap, or Bigfoot, Bullshit. Nagu shakes his head. I'm very famous in the U.S. Scooby in the back seat buries his face in Shaggy's chest. It's okay, Scoob, they're only machines. Scooby peers up and sees an animatronic Frankenberry chomping on the bloody arm of a dead little girl. Scooby screams at the top of his lungs. Oh my god, isn't that the cast of Friends? It is indeed an animatronic cast of Friends eating a dog. Goodness. The golf carts pull around the stone altar and a circular stone platforms. Goodness. Weeds poke through the platform's cracked surfaces. In the center of the platform is a large stone bowl covered with carvings of demons. The gang gathers beside a moped rental stand beside the platform. Mondavarius approaches a podium and microphone on the altar. He is a genuinely spooky bald man with a goatee in the shape of an arrow. He wears mystical flowing purple robes and has a large key hanging from his belt. Zarkos stands by Mondavarius' side. Zarkos is a huge Mexican ex-wrestler, bare-chested but for cross suspenders. A mask covers the upper half of his face. Mondavarius, stilted and detached, reads the speech. Why is it making me tired, dude? It's like not even 12 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Welcome to Spooky Island. My name is Mondavarius, locked away in my castle of horrors. Mondavarius motions toward the colorful fiberglass castle in the mountain. I have detected my life to the study of demonology, and have found demons to be very... He turns to the next page. Frightening. I would like to introduce my bodyguard. His name is Zarkos. You may recognize him from Telemundo as the famous masked wrestler, Zarkos. Good luck. I hope your stay here is a horrifying one. Mondavarius starts to leave, then stops and stares out at the crowd. He says this one thing with feeling. Oh, and be sure to return your lodgings by midnight. Demons prowl the forest after midnight, in search of fresh, young souls. Mondavarius grins. Scooby jumps into Shaggy's arms, shivering. Remens? Natives stand in field lines in the circular platforms. Flames shoot up from the bowl into the center of the platform. Drummers drum beside the platform. The natives do a synchronized dance. They chant a strange, unearthly song. This is what we demons sing. I don't know. An enormous diaphanous demon goddess appears in the flame. She has an evil hawk head in the body of a voluptuous woman. She veils a siren song. The college students step back in awe. Scooby and Shaggy scream. This time Shaggy jumps into Scooby's arms. Look, you chickens, there's a holographic camera placed. Velma points out cameras projecting the demon goddess into the center of the flame. There and there and there. It's just an optical illusion. Oh, huh, holograph. Shaggy and Scooby giggle and poke each other for being fraidy cats. Daphne is showing the moped rental guy the pictures of Isabel. He shakes his head. She turns toward the others. No one recognizes Shaggy's cousin. We should head up this Mondavarius fellow's castle. Seems like the most likely place to find a hypno wheel. Row wrestles. Oh, we don't do castles. Why? Because castles have paintings with eyes that watch you and knights' armors. That's a statue, but there's a guy inside who follows you every time you turn around. Oh, come on, Shaggy. How many times has that happened? 12, and I'm not gonna do it. Scooby. Shag. No way. The castle will have food. Rude. You think it has food? Because I didn't. Eat my dinner. 4 mopeds zoom uphill, ramping up into the air. Scooby and Shaggy share a moped. Scooby drives exhilarated. Shaggy holds on for dear life. Slow down. Slow down, Scooby. I think a little pee just came out of me. Inside the castle. What the heck? Oh. Velma, Daphne, and Fred screech sideways to a stop, all in a clear line in front of the Disney-esque castle. Scooby tries to do the exact same thing, but his moped runs into the rest of all, falling down like dominoes. The gang stands on the castle porch. Velma presses a doorbell. It plays a cheesy melody. Scooby and Shaggy are frightened. Fred is excited. A hypno-wheel would be our biggest coup since we've teamed up with the Harlem Globetrotters and opened up a can of whoop-ass on Redbeard's ghost. No one answers the door. No one's here. Let's go. Let's see if the door is unlocked. Scooby, try the door. Ryrie. Because if a demon tears your head off, we'll have a warning. Scooby-Doo whines, holding up his limp paw. Shaggy pulls a Scooby snack from his pocket. Will you do it for a Scooby snack? Scooby brightens. He opens his mouth wide. Shaggy throws one up in the air and Scooby catches it. Scooby gags. The snack is caught in his throat. Panicked Shaggy gives him the Heimlich maneuver. Daphne, fed up, turns the doorknob herself. It's open. She walks inside. Scooby coughs up the snack. It propels into a small moat. The others enter behind Daphne. The castle interior contrasts the phony exterior. It's decorated in a colorful suburban way. Shag carpeting, flowered wallpaper. Zoinks! Not quite like I expected. Rivalry! Another ruby rack? The rest are all in my suitcase. Scooby makes a face as if Shaggy killed his mother. Okay, let's split up and look for clues. Daphne, you and I don't think so, Fred. I know where your mind goes when we get trapped in a mummy's tomb. Why are you all huffy? What did I ever do to you? You cheated on me, Freddy, with every fan you could get your hands on. We were like a lion with impalas, looking for the ones that were wounded or too young to know any better. I'm going with Shaggy and Scooby. Typical. What? Just like it always was. I was always picked last for the teams. Teams? Your little cliques? You and Fred over there, Shaggy and Scooby over there, and I was always the third wheel. Fine. Velma, come with me. I want you to. I'm very excited about this. I want you too. I'm very excited about this. Gosh, why was that so hard to get right? Daphne runs her fingers along the books on a long bookshelf, a combination of grissom novels, self-help tomes by Fulgham, and withered volumes on occult subjects. Scooby beside her can see through the doorway into a kitchen. He pokes Shaggy. They move toward it. Daphne arrives at a book. Men Are From Mars and I Am From Hell by John Gray. She removes it. As she does, the bookshelf twirls open, leading into a tiny room. An ancient text sits on a lectern beneath a single lamp. Fred and Velma walk along a wall with framed photos of Ann Ged's babies. We could split up now. It was nice of you to pretend, but I know you'd rather have gone with the other guys. Because I'm ugly, isn't it? Velma, no. Heck, stocky chicks turn me on every now and again. Velma glares at him. What? That was a compliment. They pass a picture of a kid dressed up like a cabbage. Its eyes follow them watching. Daphne eyes the heavily bound text. It reads in gold. Damonitis. It opens up to reveal Latin text on parched, crumbling pages, hundreds of years old. Some passages are marked in yellow highlighter. Shaggy and Scooby are covered in food from the refrigerator and cabinets. Shaggy swallows a sardine and burps. Scooby-Doo chuckles. He copies Shaggy, letting out a small burp. Shaggy laughs too. He rolls back his head and burps obnoxiously loud. Scooby yanks on his own tail, pretending this triggers a drawn-out belch. Shaggy slaps the back of his head and makes a burp fall into his hand, clutching it. He opens his hand and lets the burp out of his hand, burping again. Scooby concentrates, squinting one eye. He farts. Ha! You asked for it! Shaggy sticks his butt out to the side. He works hard at pushing out a long, uneven-sounding fart. Daphne enters the room doorway behind Shaggy, holding the Damonitis. Shaggy doesn't see her. Scooby slices his finger across his throat in a cut-it-out gesture. I don't think so. I'm not stopping till all your fur is winged off. Shaggy cracks up as he continues to pass an inhuman amount of gas. Scooby, pointing surreptitiously, behind Shaggy. Shaggy, still laughing and farting, looks behind him. Daphne stares at him. Shaggy's smile disappears. His fart stops mid-sound. I thought you were trying to save your cousin. Yeah, right. That wasn't me. That was, plumbing. Scooby cracks up. I found this weird book. Daphne plops the Damon Ritus on the computer. Scooby and Shaggy peer over it, over Daphne's shoulder. Beneath the yellow highlighted text on parched paper is an illustration of thousands of demons rushing down as humans scream in horror. Back to scene. Yeah, it would make a good t-shirt. You guys. She turns the page. Scooby and Shaggy love it. Scooby. Ooh, rule. Wow. It's a demon eating a baby's head. Yeah, but if you like put a band name over it. They hear a door unlocking. Montevarius and Zarkos enter hurriedly. Zarkos. Two went this way, the others El Coquina. Zarkos and Montevarius move swiftly down the hallway. They move past 3 large Ming vases. After they pass them, Daphne, Shaggy, and Scooby stick their heads out of them. Come on. They start to get out of them. Shaggy panics. His shoulders are lodged in the vase. I'm stuck. Scooby runs away. Daphne tries to pull Shaggy out, but is unable. Crap. Scooby, where are you going? Zarkos and Montevarius enter. Food is all over the kitchen. The Damon Ritus is on the counter. Montevarius runs his fingers along the binding. The highlighted pages have been torn away. He turns to Zarkos. Why didn't you stop them? I did. They just didn't know it yet. Fred and Velma are on their mopeds as Scooby gets on his. Daphne rolls the Ming vase with Shaggy in it out the front door. What are you doing? Oh, we just thought it'd be fun to roll Shaggy around in a vase. Why now? She's kidding. Oh. Daphne closes her eyes. She's making a humming sound. She slowly pulls back her fist. What's she doing? I think she's gonna hit me. She's summoning her chi. Daphne's fist flies forward, shattering the vase without touching Shaggy. He's relieved not to be hurt. Thanks, Daph. Daphne smiles, nods, straddles her moped. Let's all meet back at the hotel. Daphne, Fred, and Velma take off. Shaggy gets on the moped behind Scooby. Scooby, you totally abandoned me. Rory. Scooby kick-starts his engine beside his kickstand. A hole has been poked into the gas tank. Gas streams out. Fred, Velma, and Daphne zip by down the steep hill. Shaggy and Scooby are behind them, but their moped is puttering and slowing. Finally, it stops. Holiday Inn. A brightly lit hotel in the middle of the dark forest. Fred, Velma, and Daphne are entering. As Fred, Velma, and Daphne come through the door, they're almost toppled by 2 giggling students in their underwear, chasing and spraying shaving cream on each other. What in the world? We'll reconvene here at the 8 Inn in the morning. Velma and Daphne nod. Velma sits down at a bar beside a long-haired metalhead. She looks at the bartender. A Coca-Cola, please. The bartender sets her up with a Coke in a glass. You're the one I saw talking to those Mystery Inc. guys. You know them? Velma stares at him. On her other side, a mischievous student pours vodka into her Coke. She doesn't see. She takes a sip of her Coke. She's surprised by its tasty quality. She tastes another. Scooby and Shaggy stand beside the dead moped. We're out of rest. I guess we have to walk, man. We better hope we don't have fresh young souls, Scoob. Shaggy laughs loudly. Scooby snickers with vigor. Shaggy laughs a little quieter. Scooby laughs quieter. Shaggy stops laughing. Scooby does too. Shaggy's mouth is a flat line. Scooby is also not amused. Daphne unpacks her suitcase which lies open on her bed. She removes an eggplant and pink bodysuit on a hanger. There's a knock at the door. Hold on. Daphne opens the door. Hey, it's Fred. He smiles mischievously and he leans against the doorway. Shaggy and Scooby show up? Velma's waiting for them in the bar downstairs. A drunken Velma is held aloft by a cadre of students. She whoops as she swirls her turtleneck sweater over her head. What in the world? They're probably with her by now. You find any evidence of the hypno wheel? No, but I think Mondavarius may take demons more seriously than he lets on. So you're saying he believes there's actual demonic activity on this island? No, but Fred starts to enter. What are you doing? We have adjoining rooms. I'll leave my side unlocked. Daphne puts her hand on his chest, stopping him. You think we're going to share rooms? We have a long history. So does Godzilla and King Kong, but that doesn't mean they should have sex. Goodness. Come on. I miss you. I want nothing to do with you, Freddy. We fit together like Legos. Back then, right, when I was always pretending. Pretending? That I was weak and that you were strong and that you were smarter than me, so you'd like me, Fred, alright? Fred snickers. You don't believe me? Well, remember when the cheddar cheese ghost captured me? Sure. You think I thought he was real? You were terrified. He had cheddar cheese for a head. I'll let him capture me so you could save me. Oh, help, help, give me a break, and I'll tell you that was the only thing I faked. Slow down. But I'm over here the codependent damsel in distress crap, alright? And I don't want you. I don't like you and that ascot. It makes you look gay. Wow. This is getting crazy. Daphne shuts the door in his face. Fred stands in front of Daphne's closed door. He's speechless for a moment, then. That thing on your head, that barrette headband, maybe that makes you look gay. Did you ever think of that? A maid passes by. Fred smiles at her, embarrassed. I couldn't think of anything better. Scooby-Doo and a bedraggled Shaggy wend their way up through the forest. Scooby trails a few feet behind. Eerie trees loom over them like phantoms. My bones are aching, my feet are tired, and my soul is guessing it's past midnight. Scooby spots a frog. He playfully tries to slap his paw down on the frog. The frog leaps into the woods. Scooby bounds off after it, disappearing into the trees. You know what I'm saying, Scoob? Shaggy turns towards Scooby. He's not there. Scoob? In the forest, Shaggy maneuvers between trees and into the dark woods. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Bushes rustle behind Shaggy. Relieved, he moves toward the rustling. Like, what are you doing, man? You're always messing around when we're supposed to. Shaggy separates the branches. Instead of Scoob, he sees Shaggy's point of view, a humongous, slit pair of eyes in the darkness, a striking combination of flesh, flames, and black embers. Back to scene. The flaming eyes spring towards Shaggy. Shaggy runs. The eyes joints behind him towards him. Shaggy stumbles into Brookside clearing. Scooby-Doo is here, chasing the frog in circles, trying to paw it. Shaggy looks behind him. The eyes are no longer there. Raggy, a frog. Go! Right. Scooby sees the flaming eyes appearing over Shaggy's head. Scooby-Doo screams at the top of his lungs. Shaggy sees his eyes. He screams. The frog sees the eyes. The frog screams. The frog hops into the brook. Shaggy and Scooby shriek like girls as they dash away. They spot the lit Holiday Inn as they make their way to the edge of the forest. Scooby yanks on the handle. It's locked! They slam their fists onto the door. Help! Open up! Help! Scooby notices a buzzer and intercom. He presses it. Intercom guy. Yeah? Red is written. What? Remy's are Ryan Arillas. What do you want? What do you got? A dead jellyfish on? What do you got? A dead jellyfish in your mouth? Sober up, Jack. The rules are no one. The rules are no one in past midnight. Scooby panic takes a running start and flails himself painfully into the front door. Shaggy sees the eye staggering toward them. He can make out its gigantic shape. Yes, we're sorry. We apologize. We've been, bad. Well, let us in, you pinhead. It's about to tear our fresh young souls from our bodies. Well, as long as you admit that you've been bad. The buzzer buzzes. Scooby and Shaggy fling open the door. They throw themselves inside. Shaggy and Scooby slam the door shut. They lock the door. They turn and see numerous students in the lobby watching. Some are gathered on the second floor stairwell looking down to see what all the commotion is about. The metalhead and Velma are in front. Velma is sloshed. Why are you dudes banging on the door like a bunch of whiny little wusses? Scooby-Doo. You know what doeth? It's another name for poop. Your name is Scooby Poop. Shaggy and Scooby push furniture in front of the front door to block it. Velma, it's a demon. It's a man in a mask. That's a pretty good theory, except for one thing. What? They have fire instead of eyes. Velma clutches the metalhead's shoulders, about to cry. This is my best friend. Wait. This is my best friend. Shaggy looks around the room for things to use as weapons. We need a plan. How about we fashion like a giant crossbow out of the strings of that grand piano? Metalhead. Baby grand. Baby grand. Baby grand. Right. And Shaggy spies a tall, upright halogen lamp. A halogen lamp is an arrow. The metalhead looks at him like he's an idiot. Holiday Inn lounge area. Scooby sits melancholy in a corner with cushy seats and a standing ashtray. Scooby enters panicked. Red. Hey, Scoob, buddy. Roars. That was you slamming on the door? Scooby nods. Fred stands, fed up. Man, this is the most embarrassing thing you've done since you've decided to clean your crotch at Don Nutt's Christmas party. Not that I wasn't envious of your elasticity. Scooby gnashes his teeth and walks like a monster. Roster, rig, ready to Ruby Rose roll? How many times do I have to say it? There's no such entities as ghosts, ghouls, goblins, or monsters. At the end of every paranormal claim, there's only fools seeking fame, paranoid imaginations, or charlatans looking to make a buck. There is absolutely no such thing as magic. Enormous demon, 12 feet tall, smashes through the window. His eyes are flames. His flattened head sinks into his monstrously muscular body. His horrible claws are 3 feet long. His body is raw, pink, ferocious, and protoplasmic. It's safe to say this is no man in a mask. The demon picks up Fred in its huge claws and smashes him against the wall, knocking him unconscious. Another demon kicks in the front door, shattering it. The pieces knock Velma down. Her glasses fly off. The demon, partially visible in the doorway, lets out an incredible loud, piercing shriek, a noise seemingly surging directly from the bowels of hell. College students scream, fleeing in terror. Scooby-Doo enters, galloping out of the bar. Raggy! 5 screeching demons chase out of the bar after him. Shaggy looks around the room, realizing something. We don't have enough halogen lamps. We don't have enough halogen lamps at all. Demons smash furniture and pick up college students. Some demons breathe a green mist on the students, a kind of gas that promptly knocks the students unconscious. Others slam students against the walls, a quicker job of it. They fling the unconscious youths over their shoulders. They move on to the next victim. Velma runs her fingers over the carpet, searching for her specs. My glasses. My glasses. Velma's point of view. Vague blob shapes, then her cracked glasses are handed to her. Thanks. That. Back to scene. Velma stands putting on her glasses. She looks to see who gave them to her. It's a grinning demon. Jinkies. The demon picks her up. He breathes green mist onto her. Scooby-Doo flies into the room behind the front desk. Visitors' luggage is piled here, waiting to be brought to the proper room. Some demons pass through the hall behind him, unaware of him. Scooby digs through the suitcases, tossing one out of the way after the other. He arrives at an olive suitcase with flower stickers. He throws it open. It's filled with brown corduroys and green shirts. He throws aside the clothes, searching in panic. Then he finds what he's looking for. He smiles. It's the pack of Scooby snacks Garrett gave him. Shrieking demons burst into the doorway behind him. Scooby tosses a comb at them. As you might imagine, this does little good. He clutches the Scooby snack bag in his mouth. He barrels away. Daphne eats yogurt in bed. A very loud Hong Kong action movie on TV drowns out the commotion below. She hears a knock at her door. Fred, didn't I tell you? She walks to the door and opens it. Shaggy looks like a maniac. The extremity of the situation has pushed him into a nervous, quiet numbness. Shaggy? He puts his fingers to his lips. Shh, whispering, pointing downstairs. Demons eating people. Demons what? Shaggy pushes her inside. He softly shuts the door. We'll jump out of the window. Shaggy trotters to the window. What? Shaggy, you're being a weirdo. Get out of my room. Shaggy pulls up the shade. He peers outside. Demons clinging to the bricks crawling up the side of the hotel. Windows out. Shaggy walks to the front door. He opens it and peeks outside. Demon is smashing into rooms along the hallway. Shaggy closes the door. That's no good way either. Shaggy notices some suitcases straps on his bed, picks one up, begins typing it. What are you doing? I'll make 2 nooses. We'll hang you first. I'll make sure you're dead. This way at least they won't get our souls. Fine, if you don't leave, then I will. Daphne tosses the door open and moves in too. Daphne sees the demon. He looks up at her. Daphne slams the door shut, locking it. She's speechless. Shaggy nods and smiles in understanding. A demon's arm smashes through the window. The other demon kicks in the front door. Daphne backflips next to the doors that led from the room to room. She opens the first door. Daphne, no! Grab the noose! There's doorways all the way open on one side. Daphne grabs the knob to the second door. She swings it open. It's Fred's room. Thank God Freddy's a scumbucket. A demon is about to grasp Shaggy. Shaggy dives after Daphne into Fred's room. Okay, where am I? Okay, Fred's room. Shaggy locks the door behind him. The demon slams his fist through the door. It splinters. Daphne dashes through the front door. As Daphne enters the hall, she finds herself facing another huge demon. Daphne quickly closes her eyes, thrusts her fists out, starts humming and summoning her chi. The demon pokes her in the forehead with his huge finger, knocking her out. He slings her over his shoulder. Shaggy runs to the hall. He sees Shaggy over the demon's shoulder. The demon slinks down the hall like an ape. Shaggy grabs Daphne's forearm. He yanks. She slides off the demon and into Shaggy's arms. Shaggy runs down the hall, cradling her. The demon turns, sees Shaggy with Daphne, and takes chase. Scooby appears running up the stairwell with the Scooby snacks in his mouth. His path converges with Shaggy. Scooby, what do you do? 10 of demons rush up the stairwell behind Scooby. Shaggy, carrying Daphne and Scooby, run down the hall together. The horde of screeching demons chases them. Windows at the end of the hall. Scooby leaps towards the window. Scooby-Doo's gargantuan body crashes majestically through the glass. Shaggy with Daphne flies out behind him. They plummet 20 feet and they land on a long awning overhanging the rear recreational area of the hotel. They slide down it, spinning, and are flung splashing into the hotel swimming pool. The demons leap out of the open window after them, but they're too heavy to slide down the awning. They tear through the fabric and land painfully on the hard concrete. Scooby and Shaggy and a walking Daphne pull themselves out of the pool. The demons are far behind them. Scooby and Shaggy are hidden behind a large boulder. They're peeking around it. Daphne is pacing nervously. Demons in the distance head in a single file away from the inn. Unconscious students are slung over their shoulders. The inn itself is in terrible condition with shattered windows, doors, and huge holes in walls. They can't see us. I guess we're safe for the time being. Alrighty, so we need to figure out a way to defeat these demons and then save Fred and Velma. That's sort of like my plan, which was to get the heck out of here and let the demons eat Fred and Velma. Scooby opens his bag of Scooby snacks. The bag is all filled with water. He chews one and gets a sour expression. He looks at Shaggy, who is dialing his cell phone. You can't eat those. They're soaked in chlorine. This upsets Scooby. A single tear falls down his face. What are you doing? Calling the cops. Wait, we don't need the police. Fred and Velma always figured out everything. Now it's our turn. For the first time, they're the damsel in distresses, not me. Daphne. Daphne, you just were the damsel in distress. I saved you. Daphne's lip quivers with this realization. She slumps to the ground against the boulder. Oh, crap. It's my destiny. I'm trapped in an endless, vicious cycle of being captured and saved. Shaggy into phone. I'd like to report a kidnapping. To Daphne. Get some rest. I'd get some rest. We'll wait here. Scooby eats his Scooby snacks with a disgusted look on his face, weeping. Fade to Spooky Island. The sun peeks over the tropical fun park, bleaching away the terror of the night before. Ramondo? You the ones called in the kidnapping? Holiday Inn, Boulder. Shaggy and Daphne blink themselves awake. Hard-bitten Lieutenant Ramondo and the fresh-faced officer Fitzgibbon stand over them. Scooby is writing something on the rock. Lieutenant Emilio Ramondo, U.S. Coast Guard. This is Officer Fitzgibbon. I'm Daphne Blake. Shaggy Rogers. Scooby pokes Ramondo. He points at the equation he's written in the dust on the rock. 12 plus 7 equals 3.1415926535898. Ramondo. Way off. Ramondo readies his notebook. So, what's up? Like last night, there were these demons here and they were like smashed up the hotel. Ramondo looks beyond the boulder of the hotel inn. It's in perfect condition. The shattered windows, smashed doors, and tattered awnings are now new and clean. Shaggy stares at it in shock. He moves toward it. Looks alright now. They must have, come here and cleaned it up. They were 18 feet tall. Shaggy, please. Lieutenant. We're not just some crazy. Shaggy taps Ramondo's notebook. And they had eyes that were fire. Write that down. A wholesome couple, happy in perfect condition, walks out of the hotel. Shaggy and Daphne stare unnerved. Who by name has disappeared? Our friends, Velma Dinkley and Fred Jones. And every other guest here except I guess those two. Another 20 students emerge from the hotel laughing, prepared for a day of fun in the sun. All the students, once punks, burnouts, and hippies, are now clean-cut. Daphne and Shaggy and Scooby are shocked. Nagu the albino approaches the Coast Guard. Officers, there's a problem of some sort here. These folks claim their friends were abducted last night. Nagu laughs. What's so funny? They have obviously mistaken our monster show for something of their real lives. Monster show? I must never pass up opportunity to show the local constabulary a demonstration of our very frightening presentation. Come. Nagoo, the Coast Guard, Shaggy, Scooby, and Daphne stand in the lobby. It is also in pristine condition. At the time of midnight, the show begins here. The kids are hanging out and they are having fun times. Then, all of a sudden, a demon bursts out of the closet. It's a man of normal height in a worn, torn costume, a very poor approximation of the demons the night before. A zipper runs down its back. Its blinking red eyes are fashioned from Christmas lights. Nagoo, mocking fear. Oh no, what is happening? There's an actual demon from hell, and then... Two more guys in costumes run out of the bar. One is the mummy. The other wears a pink rabbit costume with fangs glued to it and a thick frown drawn with a sharpie over its eyes. They growl and wave their arms in an unconvincing manner. Oh no, what am I going to do? I'm forced into throwing peanuts. In a feigned panic, Nagoo throws a bowl of peanuts at the monsters. The mummy clutches his eye. Ow! But it does no good. My life is in danger, and they are coming to eat my very soul. The monsters crowd in on Nagoo. The demon bumps into a coffee table. Nagoo turns to the officers. See, this is all that happened. But, that isn't what happened, at all. They weren't bad actors in costumes. 4 years at Yale Drama, pal. These guys have zippers on their backs. Yes, but in the darkness of night, oh. Last night they were big. Nagoo to Ramondo. One of our actors, Stuart, is not here today. He is 6'3". I do not want to meet him in a dark alley. They had teeth. They breathed green. The demon presses a bulb under his arm and a green sprays out of the tube of his chin. Ramondo returns his notebook into his pocket. He gives Shaggy a hard stare and speaks to Fitzgibbon. Let's go. Lieutenant, our friends Fred and Velma are missing. Now, until that mystery is solved, I suggest you unholster your notebook, okay? Fred and Velma? I saw them this morning over at Dead Mike's. Daphne gawks at the mummy. Dead Mike's Sports Bar. Dead Mike's is a bright, splashy island bar, a mixed aesthetic of sports teams and horror. Its logo is a neon skull with baseball bat crossbones. We hear the music of Spandau Ballet's True. Fred sings karaoke melodramatically into a microphone. His ascot is gone. His hair is shorter above his ears. So funny how it seems always in time, but never in line for dreams. Head over heels when toe to toe. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound. I'm not even sure how it's supposed to go. Velma enters frame also with a microphone. Her hair is at a bun. She's wearing makeup and a sundress. She thrusts her fist in front of her, singing with gusto. The crowd whoops and applauds. I bought a ticket to the world, but now I've gone come back again. Why do we find it hard to write the next line? Oh, we want the truth so to be said. Shaggy, Scooby, and Daphne stand in the rear of the crowd, staring in numbed shock. Ramondo and Fitzgibbon are with them. Velma and Fred grip hands as they sing the chorus together. Ha 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 ha. We know this much is true. Ha 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 ha. We know this much is true. Zoinks! They've been brainwashed. The demons have a hypno-wheel. Daphne, confused and disturbed. I'm going to the ladies' room. Ramondo and Fitzgibbon start to leave. Wait! Shaggy notices a pretty young woman beyond Ramondo. She's clapping and singing along with Fred and Velma. Isabel? Isabel? Isabel turns towards him. Her hair is now straightened down and conservative. Her makeup is tasteful eyeshadow. Her clothes are a colorful sweater-skirt combination. Oh, hi. You're here? Oh, why'd you leave that phone message? Isabel giggles. I just thought the show was real for a minute, and whoopsie. What happened to your hair? Your clothes? It was time for a change. I mean, golly Wally, I'm a teenager. We change all the time. Shaggy stares at her, confounded. He spots the Coast Guard walking out in the front. Wait here, okay? Just wait. Daphne stares at herself in the bathroom mirror. The faucet is running. Okay, Daphne, chill out. There's some reasonable Oh, God. She leans over. She splashes water on her face. She lifts her head. Zarkos, the masked wrestler, is in the mirror. He's standing behind her. He grabs her. He quickly pins her to the floor in a wrestling hold. No fair, let's go. No fair, let go. This doesn't count. I didn't have time to summon my chi. Shaggy and Scooby follow Ramondo and Fitzgibbon as they pace quickly away from the bar. Listen, there's something wrong with this place and you have to take all of us with you off of this island. Fitzgibbon speaks into the walkie-talkie. I'm gonna do a check on a Morville Shaggy Rogers from Coolsville, Maryland. If you knew Fred and Velma or my cousin, you'd know that that was even weirder than 18-foot demons. Like, who says golly wally? Who says zoinks? Good right. Fitzgibbon into walkie-talkie. Yeah. Thanks, Moore. Rogers got a jacket? No, but the dog has 3 sheets. He's wanted on leash law violations, overdue vaccines, no registration, 2 acts of defecating in the park. Scooby. Scooby shrugs. Right where to go? Yeah, Rogers, we'll take you with us, but if we do, we gotta put your mutt to sleep. Right. Sleep, Scoop. Like what happened to Scrappy? Scooby yelps and bites his nails. Shaggy stops following them. He watches them go. He grudgingly starts back towards the bar. Ramondo and Fitzgibbon turn to the corner of the bar. Nagu, Tawana, and a horde of tough henchmen are standing there waiting. Ramondo. What the? Shaggy and Scooby enter the sports bar. The place is suddenly abandoned. The stage is empty. The sport horror theme is decidedly more spooky. Dummies in pro team uniforms hanging from nooses. A giant shrunken head and a football helmet also dangles from the rafters. Yipes! Where'd everybody go? Scooby sees Fred through a small window in the kitchen door. He bounds towards the door. Fred! Scooby enters the twin doors. He sees Fred, Velma, Isabel, and some college students gathering around a small table eating cereal. Hey, Scooby, you guys missed a real kicky time last night. Ricky Rod? Shaggy enters behind Scooby-Doo. The fellows in the demon costumes took us back to a big cavern, and we all had some scrumptious chocolate cake. How could those be costumes? Fred, where's your ascot? Velma, you're wearing makeup. Doesn't a girl have a right to look pretty every now and then? Everybody laughs. Shaggy and Scooby look nervously at them. Velma turns away from her, gazing out at a kitchen window. Her back to them. You know, one thing those monsters did was pretty scary. Scooby stares at her, wondering. That blood-curdling scream they let out before they attacked. Velma looks over her shoulder at a confused Scooby-Doo. You know, sorta like. Velma opens her mouth and releases a loud, piercing screech. Her eyes wash over into a bright red. Shaggy and Scooby holler. They look around them. Fred stands, throwing back his chair. Isabel jumps onto the furniture, crouching like a panther. Their eyes are all red. They all screech. Rick snort Callan, Tapara, and Kruachkem Rigo. Shaggy and Scooby run. The possessed Rick snort Callan, Tapara, and Rigo. I think that was from the movie. Scooby and Shaggy run. The possessed humans take chase. Shaggy trips, but the horde just runs over the bodies. They seem to only care about Scooby. Shoo, how long have we been at this? An hour and 30 minutes. Scooby gallops towards a bucket of pine sol at the end of a long industrial metal table for preparing food. He scoops up the bucket and throws it into the metal counter. He jumps onto the counter at the pine sol, a lubricant, easing his slide down its length and toward a fire exit. Scooby slides past a long hero sandwich and out of frame. Quickly, Scooby reemerges in the frame, and the sight of a sandwich has made him forget everything. Mm. Scooby grabs a piece. Shaggy yells at him from the floor. Forget the sandwich. Get out of here. Scooby sees the horde nearing him. He leaps off the counter towards the fire exit. He slams through it. The fire alarm sounds. Scooby runs into a small area of grassland. The rear of Dead Mike sits directly on the end of an enormous cliff, hundreds of yards up on the rocky ocean. Scooby almost runs off it. He turns to see his possessed friends circling him. He stands on his hind legs, trapped. Shaggy can see out the open door of Dead Mike's kitchen where the possessed humans approach Scooby. He searches around the room. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh. Shaggy looks at a wall phone. It has a very long cord. He snatches the receiver off the hook. He ties the cord around his waist. Shaggy takes a deep breath. He darts outside. Shaggy runs between the possessed humans. Hold on, Scoob. Shaggy grabs Scooby and jumps with him off the edge of the cliff. Scooby clamps on the Shaggy. They fall screaming for a bit. It's an extraordinarily long phone cord. Then they snap to a sudden stop. Shaggy and Scooby peer down at the waves crashing against the rocky cliffs. They swing back and forth. This stinks. Scooby gazes up at the red-eyed humans growling. Right around my red and Roger red mood. That's not a bad mood, Scooby. They're like demons. Remons? Scooby screams at the top of his lungs for a long time. Shaggy stares at him, nonplussed. They start to rise. They look up. Fred is slowly yanking them back up. Shaggy fishes in his pocket for something. He pulls out a Red Cross knife. Remember when we took those diving lessons, Scoob? Shaggy starts to cut the phone cord. Ro? No? The cord is cut. Shaggy and Scooby scream as they fall. Scooby plummets, spinning in the air, trying to get his bearing. Finally, he does. He dives straight down. Shaggy and Scooby hit the ocean. That was page 71. Actually, I think I'll be just a two-part. I think we're going to end this. We'll just end where we're at right now. Sort of on a cliffhanger. On a cliffhanger of sorts. Where Shaggy and Scooby falling from a cord and hitting the ocean. So, I'll probably do a... Like the second half of it tomorrow. Because we went through a lot, but I think when I'm trying to read the Shaggy stuff, that's what makes it harder for me to get the thing down. But if I try like doing something different, I can get it pretty close. So I guess sort of like like if I were talking like this, and it's very good, Scoob. Like that's pretty good right there. Like we're gonna solve a mystery. I don't know. I think sometimes my voice sounded like Nick Pilata's Shaggy. It's very hard to get Matthew Lillard. Like the one that was in that really, like the one that was like the really kid movie. You know what I'm talking about, like the really higher pitched one where Scooby-Doo was in the cage and They go to the school, the abandoned school, and Fred had black hair and whatnot. Oh, like that would be this voice, or something like that. And I don't know why I always put a finger up. For some reason, it makes me feel like that I'm like doing Shaggy or something. Well, like in order to do Shaggy from the live action movie, I gotta make my voice deeper. But like if I make it a little bit higher, then I sound a little bit more of the animated. I don't know. It's kind of hard, but hopefully it was okay. I do kind of like this. It definitely was a. It definitely has some difference between the final movie though. Like the fact that Velma got drunk and was like throwing around her top. I never knew that was in the movie. Fred saying bullshit. That was funny too. Uh, the part with Daphne and Fred and him, I guess, assuming that he was wanting to go in there to bang Daphne. Man, there's a lot of stuff in here that I didn't even expect that James Gunn put to be in the movie. Sadly, it kind of makes me wish that this was the movie. It sounds a lot more entertaining this way. It especially has some more backstory at the same time too. But yeah, this will be it for the first part of the reading of the Scooby-Doo movie. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.